Weapons training. Everyone is more terrified of Mido than before. By Itslivybear. Read by My Lost and Found. Summary. Aizawa has a new unit for the class. Weapons training. First lesson, knives. Since Uraraka already has some training, and it's a weapon he knows well. Midoriya takes many notes, and then it's his turn to fight. And everyone in class is a little more terrified of the bean than before. This fic is about 1,000 words and 1 chapter. This podfic was recorded for Voiceteam 2025 for the challenge Be Here Now. As always, link to the fic is in the description, and on with the story.
We're doing quirkless sparring today,
Aizawa announced, and everyone reflexively shifted away from Izuku. It irked him a little bit. He didn't mean to be so good at it, but when you go 14 years without a quirk, you get really good at fighting without one.
I wasn't done.
The teacher looked so tired, but he pressed a button on a remote, letting a wall turn around to reveal a plethora of melee weapons.
We're doing weapons training. Yaoyorozu, for one, has some practice with weapons. But most of you would benefit from weapons training of some sorts to supplement their quirks. Uraraka,
he called out.
You worked with knives with Gunhead, did you not?
Yes.
Great. Between you and me, we're looking at knives first.
Izuku perked up. That was right. Sensei had a knife for close combat fighting. He also used it to cut off strips of his capture scarf, so he didn't have to carry criminals he tied up. Uraraka was also pretty good. Even if she focused more on disarming people with knives, watching her technique a few times had shown. Sue nudged him. He started, clamping his mouth shut. Damn it, he had been muttering again. Aizawa gestured to the wall, letting people take the knives and inspect them.
They're blunted, so you won't be hurting yourself or your opponents. But other than that, these are pretty standard issue knives. First, I will spar with Uraraka to give you an idea. Then she'll switch with someone and you'll all fight me.
Sensei? Kaminari raised his hand. What if we've never held knives before?
I will be teaching you as we spar. The best teacher is practice, and you should all be learning from your classmates' battles as well.
Seemed reasonable. Aizawa and Uraraka took to the mat, falling into stances he recognized from his months of observation. As they fought, the teacher clearly holding back, he noted things Uraraka was doing, things she could have done better, and various tips. After a few minutes, he disarmed her, much like she had tried to do a few times, and the class gave a few claps.
Aoyama, you're next. We're going in seat order.
A few of the students actually managed to hold their own for a while, getting slightly more advanced moves out of the underground hero. Sue, for one, had been working with her girlfriend after the whole toga incident at the summer camp, so she knew her way around a knife, especially the dodging aspect. Ojiro used his skill in martial arts to supplement his lack of familiarity with a weapon, and Kirishima had been working on knife tactics himself.
I have knife hands!
So they managed to fare better than some of the others. Shoji got to use multiple knives, which was neat. Green eyes took in each move and tactic, absorbing every word their teacher said, muscles flexing slightly as he mimicked the moves in his head. When Bakugo finally got taken down, it was Izuku's turn to step up. He gripped the knife and settled into a stance, eyes trained on his teacher's, waiting for him to make the first move. The tall man lunged, and he turned to the side, blade glancing off his own. He pushed the arm away as he slid his own knife for his teacher's ribs, before he dodged back, separating them once more. Black eyes narrowed, and their teacher lunged again, flipping the knife around at the last moment and forcing Izuku to duck. He slipped under his teacher's arms, trying to get his own hit in, but it was parried. It continued on like this for a few more minutes. the steady stream of comments that had permitted previous matches notably absent. It seemed like with each stab, each slash, every slice, there was a counter, making the fight rack up in intensity to the point where there was no time to catch one's breath. Finally, Izuku found himself pinned, knife out of reach. There was a moment where people seemed to hold their breaths, but then there was a hesitant clapping as Aizawa let him up. He grinned, shaking off his intense focus, and got a thumbs up from Uraraka.
Midoriya.
He tensed and turned back to his teacher, who had an unreadable expression. Yes, sensei?
Have you had knife training before?
No. His eyes narrowed.
Are you certain?
I mean, I've watched Uraraka and Sue fight, and of course there was today. I just did all the things you told everyone else to do. He fidgeted. Was it bad? Aizawa had a brief moment when he looked incredulous, before he sighed.
No, problem child. Are you telling me that fight was literally just from you watching other people fight?
Yes. He felt the class shift back, and turned back to them, confused.
What?
Sue, ever blunt, was the one who spoke. Midori, you are terrifying. You push Sensei to actually try. Kaminari chuckled nervously, rubbing the back of his head.
It seems like it doesn't matter if he is a weapon or not. Quirkless Mido is to be feared.
There was a murmur of agreement, and he looked helplessly at Uraraka. But she just had a wicked grin on her face, no doubt seeing a sparring partner in the poor boy.
All right, so we're adding a knife to your costume. Next.
The fights continued until Yomomo was the last to go, lasting a good while, but not nearly as long as Izuku had. Something Sue was quick to point out to the boy in question. Hey, Uraraka said, as they left for that day. Sensei said we're going to be having a whole unit on weapons to see what works best for us. I wonder if he'll be great at any others, Deku-kun. He scratched his head sheepishly, but his reply was cut off by Ida.
It stands to reason. If we go by seat order every time, giving Midoriya time to observe the ways to fight with a weapon, he will likely be able to grasp the other weapons to a similar degree.
Yeah, Uraraka cheered, pumping her fist in the air. That'd be so cool. Izuku could only chuckle nervously. Was it really that big of a deal? And that is it for this podfic. Short but sweet. I love basically everything from Itslivybear. It's great. Anyway, just Midoriya being good at quirkless fighting is just always sweet because it's he was quirkless. He wanted to be a hero. So it can make sense that he has some experience. Plus, he's just really good analytically. It said he was good at quirkless sparring, and then you just add in a knife. He's already got some of the base skills, and he's just watching really intently yes, I know exactly what to do now. And he just is terrifying, and I love that for him. It's great. Anyway, like I said at the beginning, this podfic was recorded for Voiceteam 2025 for the challenge Be Here Now. Yes. So the challenge is basically you only decide what to podfic or record after you're set up. No planning out fandom or anything like that. You can pick from a pre-made list before the challenge. So my words today aren't very good. So I just was I'm just gonna record something random, and I went to my lovely list and I just picked something short and sweet that grabbed my attention, which was this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed. If you did enjoy, as always, link to the fic is in the description. Go leave a kudos, go leave a comment, whatever you can. I am sure the original author appreciates it. Anyway, that is all for this time, and I will see you guys next time.